GOP rep calls for Sessions to resign if he won't investigate Hillary Clinton by conservativeus.com by Alex Hall. If our elected representatives and the people they employ are not held accountable for their crimes, then there is no justice for any of us. Since President Trump was elected, we've all been waiting to see some arrests, the people who have misused the power they were entrusted with. It seems that my personal favorite, Jeff Sessions, was a huge letdown. Now, Ohio Rep. Jim Jordan is calling for Sessions to step down if he can't do what the American people want him to do and investigate Hillary Clinton. Representative Jim Jordan is done messing around with the Hillary issue. He says that if Attorney General Sessions can't appoint a special counsel to investigate Hillary's wrongdoing, then Sessions needs to just step aside. But what do we know? We have learned in the last several weeks that the Clinton campaign paid the law firm who paid Fusion GPS, who paid Christopher Steele, the MI6 agent who paid Russians. The Clinton campaign paid Russians for this report, for this dossier. And it's been reported that this dossier was all dressed up by the government, taken to the FISA court, and became the basis to spy on Americans. So I think that's what happened. All the evidence points to that as being what took place, adding that all FBI Director Christopher Wray, Sessions, etc., all have to do to clear this all up is just release the applications to prove him wrong. So far, no one has lifted a finger to do so, leading Jordan to believe that collusion did take place. Jordan noted that Sessions doesn't seem to understand where his recusal ends and begins, and gave the Attorney General a suggestion. If you're not going to appoint a special counsel to get the answers to the question, and a host of others, Jordan said to Sessions via his interview, if you're not going to do it, then you should step down. This was, this happened, government working with one campaign to dress up a fake news report as intelligence, then taking it to a FISA court. Well, let's see if we can take a listen here. It's rather small, but...
Today, FBI Director Christopher Wray set to testify on Capitol Hill as GOP lawmakers, including our next guest, demand answers for the alleged, quote, special treatment given to Hillary Clinton by the FBI. GOP Congressman Jim Jordan is Vice Chairman of the House Freedom Caucus and joins me now. Congressman, thanks for joining us this morning. So if you're a member of the general public, you're looking at this and saying, investigation here, subpoena here, contempt of Congress, but how do we actually get to the bottom of whether or not there's been a double standard for how this president is treated by the FBI and how Hillary Clinton is treated?
You have Director Wray, the letter we sent 2 days ago, you have Director Wray release the application that was taken to the FISA court to secure warrants to spy on Americans associated with the Trump campaign. Release the information. What was taken to the FISA court? That's what we called him to do just 2 days ago. He'll be getting questions about that, I'm sure, today in the hearing.
So do you believe they will release that? And if so, what will that show?
Well, you got to go back to the basics. Remember, we got Mueller's special counsel team investigating possible coordination between the Trump campaign and Russians to influence the election. To date, we have zero evidence of that taking place. But what do we know? We've learned in the last several weeks that the Clinton campaign paid the law firm who paid Fusion GPS, who paid Christopher Steele, the MI6 agent, who paid Russians. The Clinton campaign paid Russians for this report, this dossier. And it's been reported that this dossier was all dressed up by the government, taken to the FISA court, and became the basis to spy on Americans. So I think that's what happened. All the evidence points to that as being what took place. But Christopher Wray can clear this all up. The FBI can clear this all up. The Attorney General can clear this all up. Rosenstein can clear this all up if they just release the applications and prove I'm wrong. Prove that didn't happen. I think it did.
Why not? Let sunlight shine on it. You mentioned the Attorney General. If Jeff Sessions won't do it, if he won't, is the recusal so big that he can't do his job? If he won't and can't investigate this, should he step aside?
He doesn't know where his recusal starts and stops. That was evident 2 weeks ago in the questioning in front of the Judiciary Committee. So we have called on him. If you're not going to appoint a special counsel to get the answers to this question and a host of others, if you're not going to do it, then he should step down. That was in our letter that the op-ed that Mr. Gates and I put out 2 weeks ago. If Mr. Rosenstein and Mr. Wray and Mr. Sessions aren't going to make this application public so the American people can learn, think about what took place maybe. If this actually happened, if you had the government working with one campaign to dress up a fake news National Enquirer garbage report, to dress it up as intelligence, take it to the FISA court to get a warrant to spy on the other campaign, that should not happen in this country. It looks like it did, and the way to disprove that is to release the application that was taken to the court to secure the warrant in the first place.
So I know you've said this, but ultimately you're doubling down. You're saying if Jeff Sessions, has too much recused himself and can't do this, and if there is no another special counsel to investigate the investigators, then the Attorney General needs to step down and bring in someone who can actually shine light on this.
He needs to appoint a second special counsel, but if he's not, we've already said, if you're not going to do what needs, Mueller is inherently compromised on this.
Yep.
And Sessions has recused himself from so much of this. So how does it work? The only logical way to get to the answers for the American people is to appoint a second special counsel. And again, if the Attorney General is not going to do it, frankly, I don't think he should be the Attorney General.
Well, it's strong stuff, and you're right. And if we ultimately have to get to the bottom of it, the American people demand it. Jim Jordan, thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it, sir.
Well, the thing is that Sessions is not going to appoint a second special counsel. So what's going to happen? Enough is enough already. Why aren't they releasing the FISA reports? Why aren't they releasing the information when these things were taking place? Why? Because it's going to blow the whole Mueller case in the toilet. You get it? It's going to flush the whole case down. There's no case there. Do you see? It'll knock it out of the water. Unbelievable. It is sickening. And meanwhile, let the taxpayers be billed and charged for Mueller's idiotic witch hunt. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.